The Amazon River is not just a body of water, it is a geographical force. It runs through 9 countries, spans over 6,000 kilometers, and holds more fresh water than any other river on Earth. But what most people do not know is that the Amazon is full of anomalies, facts that challenge everything we think we know about nature, history, and the planet itself. Fact 1. The Amazon River used to flow in the opposite direction. Today, the Amazon flows eastward into the Atlantic Ocean, but millions of years ago, it flowed west, toward the Pacific. That reversal happened because of a massive geological shift. The Andes Mountains did not always exist in their current form. As the South American tectonic plate collided with the Nazca plate, the land began to rise. Over millions of years, this movement created the Andes mountain range, a new wall of rock that blocked the river's path to the west. The Amazon, unable to continue westward, slowly reversed its course. It did not happen in a year or a decade. It took millions of years, but it happened. Today, satellite data and geological analysis of ancient sediments prove that the Amazon changed its direction completely. This is not just a river changing its flow. This is Earth rewriting its own map. Fact 2. A lizard in the Amazon can run across water. The Amazon basin is home to one of the most unusual reptile species in the world, the green basilisk lizard. It is small, fast, and capable of doing something that seems physically impossible. When threatened, it runs, not just on land, but across the surface of water. It uses its hind legs, slapping the water fast enough to stay above it for several meters before it sinks or jumps to safety. This behavior has earned it the nickname, the Jesus lizard. Its anatomy supports this ability. It has long toes with skin fringes that expand upon contact with water, generating lift. Biologists have studied the basilisk in slow motion, confirming that this is not a myth or an illusion. It is biomechanics, evolved through generations in the wet, dense forests of the Amazon. This is not science fiction. It is a real animal, and it exists only in very specific ecosystems like the Amazon basin, where survival requires more than just speed or camouflage. It requires extreme adaptation. Fact 3. The Amazon contains more fish species than the Atlantic Ocean. At first glance, this claim sounds exaggerated. The Atlantic Ocean is massive, stretching from the Arctic to the Southern Ocean. The Amazon River is just a river, but in terms of fish biodiversity it wins. So far, scientists have recorded over 2,500 species of fish in the Amazon River system. That number is still rising, with many experts believing the real count could exceed 5,000. This includes species like the electric eel, the arapaima, which can grow over 10 feet long, and multiple types of piranhas. How is this possible? Because the Amazon is not one river. It is a network, a system of tributaries, swamps, flooded forests, and underground streams. It creates dozens of microhabitats, each with its own conditions and food sources. That level of environmental complexity supports an unprecedented range of aquatic life. In comparison, the Atlantic, with its large open water, offers less ecological variation. The Amazon's interior complexity is what drives its biodiversity beyond oceanic levels. Fact 4. The Amazon River system creates its own weather. The Amazon does not just respond to the weather, it creates it. The river and surrounding rainforest release massive amounts of moisture into the atmosphere every single day. Through a process called evapotranspiration, water moves from the soil, through plant roots, and exits via leaves into the air. That moisture rises, cools, and condenses into clouds, which then release rain. This process happens at such a large scale that it affects weather far beyond South America. Meteorological models show that the Amazon plays a direct role in climate stability across the Atlantic basin. It influences rainfall in Africa. It contributes to storm patterns in North America. When deforestation occurs and these cycles are disrupted, droughts and irregular weather patterns increase, not just in Brazil, but across the globe. The Amazon's ecosystem is not local, it is planetary. Fact 5. Beneath the Amazon, there is another river. In 2011, Brazilian scientists discovered something extraordinary. Far beneath the Amazon River, at a depth of around 4 kilometers, there exists a second river, completely underground. They named it the Hamza River. It runs almost parallel to the Amazon, from the Andes to the Atlantic, but it behaves very differently. While the Amazon moves fast and wide on the surface, the Hamza flows slowly and silently through deep sedimentary rock. It is believed to be over 6,000 kilometers long, just like the Amazon, but it is much wider and far slower, almost oozing rather than flowing. This underground river cannot be seen with the naked eye. It does not rise or fall like surface rivers do. It does not interact with light, but pressure sensors and deep boreholes proved its existence. The Hamza River is a reminder that even beneath one of the most studied ecosystems in the world, there are still secrets hidden in the dark. This is not myth, it is confirmed science. One river above, one river below. The Amazon does not just dominate the landscape, it extends through its foundation. Fact 6. The Amazon is home to pink dolphins. In most places, dolphins are associated with oceans. But in the Amazon, dolphins live in freshwater, and one particular species stands out for an unusual reason: its color. The boto, also known as the Amazon river dolphin, turns pink as it matures. When young, it is gray like other dolphins, but over time, its skin changes, becoming pale pink or sometimes even bright pink in older males. Scientists believe the color change is influenced by age, behavior, and possibly even skin abrasions from fighting. These dolphins have excellent hearing, poor eyesight, and flexible necks, which allow them to maneuver through flooded forests and dense underwater tree roots. They are intelligent, social, and often considered sacred by local tribes. In Amazonian folklore, the pink dolphin is believed to be a shapeshifter that turns into a man and seduces women during festivals. But legends aside, the boto is very real and increasingly endangered. Dams, pollution, and illegal hunting for fish bait threaten their survival. This is one of the only places on Earth where you will find dolphins that are pink and in freshwater. No aquarium holds them. No theme park trains them. They exist only in the wild, and only in the Amazon. Fact 7. The Amazon has a floating forest. During the rainy season, the Amazon River can rise by as much as 30 feet, flooding the surrounding jungle. When this happens, entire forests become submerged, but the trees do not die. Instead, they adapt. These flooded areas become what scientists call varzia, seasonal floodplains, and they create a phenomenon that is almost surreal: a floating forest. In this unique ecosystem, fish swim among tree trunks, dolphins glide through submerged branches. Even predators like piranhas and anacondas navigate through what looks like a sunken world. Birds nest in treetops, while the forest floor lies under 10 meters of water. What is remarkable is that this is not a temporary disaster. It is a seasonal cycle, expected, anticipated, and essential to the life cycle of many Amazonian species. Plants time their fruiting schedules to coincide with the flood, ensuring that their seeds are carried by water and consumed by fish, who then spread them far and wide. The floating forest is not an exception. It is the rule in this part of the world, and it shows that in the Amazon, survival is not about resisting change. It is about synchronizing with it. Few places on Earth display this level of ecological choreography. Fact 8. Ancient civilizations once thrived in the Amazon. For decades, mainstream archaeology claimed that the Amazon rainforest was too hostile for large human civilizations to exist. The belief was that the porous soil, thick vegetation, and seasonal flooding made urban development impossible. But that theory is collapsing. In the last 2 decades, satellite imaging, drone surveys, and ground excavations have uncovered undeniable evidence of vast, organized settlements deep in the forest. Circular road systems, artificial mounds, geometric earthworks, and entire city layouts, all hidden beneath the jungle canopy. These were not scattered tribal camps. These were networks of cities, connected, planned, and advanced. Some of the most significant discoveries have come from the Bolivian and Brazilian Amazon, where scientists have revealed massive ceremonial complexes and ancient roadways that stretch for kilometers. In 2022, LiDAR scanning exposed dozens of unknown sites, complete with plazas, causeways, and pyramidal structures. Estimates now suggest that millions of people may have lived in these cities, long before European contact. These societies were not primitive. They engineered the land itself, building raised fields and canals for agriculture, and altering the forest with purpose. The jungle did not limit them, they shaped it, and then they vanished, possibly due to disease brought by explorers, internal collapse, or ecological changes. What remains today are outlines in the earth, and questions we are only beginning to ask. Fact 9. The Amazon River is visible from space. The Amazon River is not just long, it is massive in every sense. At its widest points during the rainy season, it can stretch over 24 miles across. That width, combined with its winding course through the continent, makes it visible from low Earth orbit. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station have photographed the Amazon many times. From space, it appears as a twisting silver ribbon, cutting through endless green, unmistakable even from hundreds of kilometers above the planet. But it is not just the river. The entire basin, covering over 7 million square kilometers, is one of the most visually dominant features on Earth's surface. It plays a key role in regulating global carbon levels and producing oxygen, often referred to as the lungs of the Earth. From above, you can see how the river splits, braids, and reforms, a dynamic system constantly shifting due to rainfall, erosion, and sediment. It is one of the few river systems on Earth whose scale is so large, it forces itself into visibility from space. That scale is not just impressive, it is humbling. Fact 10. The Amazon contains a boiling river. This is not a myth. It is a real, natural phenomenon, and it is one of the most dangerous locations in the entire Amazon. In the Peruvian Amazon, far from any volcanic activity, flows a river known as Pishka, often referred to as La Bamba, or the boiling river. The water in this river can reach temperatures of up to 93 degrees Celsius, or nearly 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That is hot enough to kill instantly small animals that fall and are boiled alive within seconds. What makes this river unique is that it is not part of any known volcanic system. Scientists believe geothermal heat from deep within the earth is being channeled to the surface through fault lines, superheating underground water, which then emerges as a boiling stream. The river is over 6 kilometers long, up to 25 meters wide, and 6 meters deep in some places. Local shamans have considered it sacred for generations, and it remained unknown to science until recent years. Visiting it is dangerous. The water vapor alone can cause burns, and stepping into it is fatal. This is not folklore. This is science, extreme, rare, and very real. A boiling river in the heart of the jungle. The Amazon is not just a river. It is a system that shapes continents, hosts mysteries, and challenges science at every turn. And even now, after all the satellites, surveys, and studies, the vast majority of it remains unexplored. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about parts of the Amazon. It is not just the lungs of the Earth, it is its memory, and perhaps, its future.